Okay, this week's story is So You Want to Be President. We are going to learn the vocabulary today. This is going to prepare you for page 155, which is a vocab assignment. This picture is a photograph that shows the US Constitution. So if you look behind the feather there, you can see the Constitution. They have the feather there and the ink on the other side to show you that that's how it was written. Probably it was with a quill and ink. The Constitution, my turn, Constitution, your turn.
Constitution.
The Constitution is the written set of fundamental principles by which the United States is governed. So here's an example. The US Constitution was written in 1787. Laws in the United States are based on the Constitution. Judges make sure courts carry out the principles of the Constitution. So here's a question. Why should all students in the United States learn about the Constitution? Think about that. Why should students learn the Constitution, Macy? Okay. Anyone else? Elizabeth.
Because it helps them, it can help them, learn the laws.
Because it can help us to learn the laws and the rules that govern our country. Good. All right. We've learned about this in North Dakota Studies when we learned about the Constitution. You're going to discuss with a partner some of the rights that are given to U.S. citizens by the Constitution. See if you remember any of those. Discuss with a partner. You're with Macy. Don't leave your seat. Face. Right now, why don't you just think on your own? I think that's a better option. Okay, go ahead. Think. Discuss. Okay, what are some rights that are given to us via the Constitution? Delia, you got any? Do you remember any? Rights given to us by the Constitution.
I remember a few of them, but should I just say one?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
Okay. That, the one with the court or something? The court,
Okay. Yep. The courts, you're guaranteed the right to a free trial. You don't have to testify against yourself. That means you can, that's the Fifth Amendment to the Bill of Rights, which are the first two amendments of the Constitution. You can plead the Fifth, but we talked about how pleading the Fifth can make you seem guilty. It also guarantees you a speedy trial. It guarantees that you can't be tried for the same crime more than once. Remember that? Okay. Another right guaranteed to us by the Constitution, Elizabeth.
You're free to have a firearm.
The right to bear arms. So that means that you can have any polar bear, grizzly bear, black bear arms that you want. Oh, firearms. Yep.
No.
Second Amendment. The Second Amendment to the Constitution, or the Second Amendment of the Bill of Rights, guarantees that you're allowed to have firearms. Ava, anything else you remember?
I remember this.
You just remember the two we said. Okay, Macy. We have the right to vote. You have to be 18. At one point, they passed an amendment to lower the voting age to 18. They've also passed amendments saying that at one point, there was one that was passed that said any free male could vote. And that was supposed to guarantee that anyone that wasn't a slave could vote. Or basically the idea behind that one was to give freed slaves the right to vote. And if you remember, just over 100 years ago, or a little more than around 100 years ago, ladies, you were finally given the right to vote. You've only been able to vote since the early 1900s, which isn't probably fair, but those were the times, and we'll change it now. Mackenzie.
Yeah.
I think in the morning time, like, you can have dogs and stuff coming out, that house.
Yeah, reasonable searches. Cops or people can't just come and search your house. They have to have a reason to come search your house, or they have to have permission from the courts. Braxton.
I can kind of add on what like he said, but they have to have like a warrant to search your house.
Yes, a warrant is what you would need. Porter. Yeah, at one point they passed an amendment to our Constitution saying you couldn't have alcoholic drinks. That was called prohibition. That was repealed a number of years later. Rajan, last one. You can, yeah, whatever you want to do, man. Very good. Freedom of the First Amendment to the Constitution guarantees us the right to free speech, free religion, and free press to write whatever you want. And also to peaceably assemble. But remember, you can't say anything you want. You can't make up false things about people, right? But you could state your opinion and say, I think so-and-so is bad, right? Yeah, you could say that, because if it's an opinion, it can't be proven true or false, but you can't make up falsehoods against or about people. So here we go, moving on to the next one. This is howling. Your turn.
Howling.
This wolf is howling at the moon. Howling used as a verb can mean giving a long, loud, mournful cry. Howling used as an adjective means very great. So what they mean by that is if I said something was a howling success, that means it was a
Very great success.
great success. So if I say I had a howling good time, it means I had a really good time. Yes? Do you guys get the two meanings of it? We can howl like a wolf and go, "Ah, ah, ah," or you can use it as an adjective to describe something. That was a howling great success. Questions on that? Okay, because you need to be aware of that when it comes up on the test. I don't know which way it's going to ask because I haven't looked ahead at this part yet. And we'll review these again. I probably will look through them. But you have to know that it can be used both ways. So here are some demonstrative or some sentences that demonstrate that. That was a howling good time. Susan's election as president was a howling victory. We worried that rain would ruin our class picnic, but it was a howling success. So it appears to me in here they're using it as an adjective to describe how great something was. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some yes or no questions on your chest. One if it's a yes, two if it's a no. If you have the best time you've ever had at a party, would you think the party was a howling good time? One for yes, two for no. Yeah, that should be a one. You would probably think that. If many millions of people watch a television show every week, is it a howling failure? Is it a howling failure if millions of people watch it? Yes or no? That should be a two because it's not a failure. It's not a great failure. Millions of people is a lot of people. If you start an exercise program and quit after 2 days, is your effort a howling success? That one should also be a two because if you quit after 2 days, it certainly wasn't a success. This word is humble. Your turn.
Humble.
This little girl has a shy, humble smile. Humble means not proud or modest. What does humble mean? Not proud or modest. Let's say this word together. Humble. Your turn.
Humble.
Okay. The monks were taught to be humble. Monks are like religious people. Although she became rich and famous, Clara remained humble. Quinn was proud, but Nate was humble. What? Modest means the same as humble. It means to be like, all right, so if, okay, Porter, you watch sports? Humble is when a quarterback throw, 10 seconds left in the game, or 5 seconds left in the game, they call timeout. They're on the 30-yard line going in for a touchdown. They need a touchdown to win. Quarterback sets back to pass and throws a beautiful pass to the wide receiver. The wide receiver goes up and makes a one-handed catch, saves the game, comes down, gets the touchdown, and they win. Humble would be if the okay, this is not humble. If the wide receiver said, we won the game, it's all because of me. If it weren't for me going up and making that catch, we would have lost. Everybody's so lucky that I was out there and that the ball was thrown to me. Otherwise, we wouldn't have won this game. They're bragging, right? Yeah. So humble would be as if he said, we worked really hard and our defense got us the ball back and gave us a chance to win. We got to give credit to the offensive line for making sure the quarterback had time to make that pass, and credit to the quarterback for putting the ball where only I could go get it. The opposite of being prideful. Remember when we had prideful a few weeks back, where prideful means boasting? Humble is the opposite of that. When you're humble, you give credit to other people. So, yeah, that's the best example I can give. Okay, so imagine you won the state spelling bee. A reporter interviews you. What comment could you make that would be humble rather than being proud? So you just won this. We'll just even make it the school spelling bee, and there's a reporter, and they ask you to make a comment. What's something you could say that would be humble? Boy.
Oh, my teacher helped me study really hard.
Okay, good. Big thanks to my teacher. They helped me study really hard. Gavin. Very great. Good job, guys. You guys did an excellent job with that. Moving on. Here we have politics. Your turn.
Politics.
These women are interested in politics. Politics is the work of government or the management of public business. So it's the work of government, your turn,
Work of government.
or the management of public business.
Or the
Or the management of public businesses.
So what that means is like public business is just like running a city or a state or a town. The word again is politics, your turn.
Politics.
Will wanted to have a career in politics. In the American government class, students learn about politics and history. The governor of a state must be skilled in politics. What are some jobs in our city or state that involve politics? We've been learning about this. Parker, can you think of a job that involves politics?
The governor?
Governor is a good one. Very good. Braylon?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I had to message my mom about something.
I understand. Porter? A little bit, yeah, because the court system is part of our political structure. Braxton?
I don't know.
Okay. Rajan? Okay, we have a lot of different secretaries, like the Secretary of Agriculture or Secretary of State. Those are, yep, very good. Okay, here we go. Moving on, responsibility. Responsibility. Your turn.
Responsibility.
It is the girl's responsibility to feed the baby. A responsibility is an obligation or the act or fact of taking care of someone or something. So basically, it's an obligation, meaning something that you have to do. A responsibility is yours to do. Walking the dog is my responsibility. Tanisha took responsibility for cleaning her room. Dad says taking care of Grandpa is an important responsibility for him. Making sure that you're paying attention to the vocab words up on the board and participating in these conversations is your responsibility. Not goofing off during a writing lesson is your responsibility. Those are topical ones from today. Yeah, what's up? Okay. That would be a responsibility. Yeah, like I'm responsible for feeding myself and my daughter, right? Very good. All right, so the word again is responsibility. Your turn.
Responsibility.
Hey, there's former President Obama. And that word is solemnly. Your turn.
Solemnly.
Okay, let's try that one again. Solemnly.
Solemnly.
Okay, now let's try to not emphasize it so much. Solemnly.
Solemnly.
Okay.
Solemnly.
The president swears solemnly to do his best. Something that is done solemnly is done seriously, earnestly, and with dignity. So basically, if you solemnly swear, you're promising to do your very best, take it seriously, and try. Adam spoke solemnly and slowly. The soldier raised the flag and then saluted solemnly. Our teacher told us solemnly that our rude behavior was wrong. I didn't make that one up, that one's on here. But it seems topical again. If you are bubbling with good news, do you tell it solemnly? Yes or no? And probably a no. I'm seeing some twos. People remembered that the yes or no's were going ones and twos. Because if you're really excited about something, you're probably using a lot of energy. If I were to solemnly tell you something, it would be like if I came in with really bad news and said, and this is not the case, I'm just making this up. If I came in and said, students, I have some bad news. We will be going to full-on distance learning starting on Monday. Again, that's not real. I just made it up as an example. That would be news that I would deliver solemnly to you. This word is vain. Your turn. This vain woman is taking a picture of herself. Vain means having too much pride in your looks, abilities, or other qualities. Let's say the word. My turn, vain. Your turn? Vain. Now this isn't the same. This isn't the same as the vein in your arms. That's V-E-I-N. This vein is kind of like the wide receiver that I talked about who goes, this is all because of me. If it weren't for me, nothing would have gotten done. We'd have never won the game. That's vain. You have way too much confidence in your ability. Someone who is vain about their looks might be like, I am so handsome. I am the most handsome person around. I am so much better looking than other people. Sometimes when people spend too much time looking in the mirror, which I think is what this is trying to like get at, like she's looking at herself and taking a selfie with her early 2000s cell phone, that maybe she cares a little bit too much about her looks, but boys or men can be vain too. Sometimes it means the same as being arrogant or being prideful too. Chase. Well, back in those days, they didn't have a camera on the other side, so that was the way you would have had to have taken a selfie. It was before you were born, so you probably don't remember. Hadley. Yeah, there's a fine line between being confident and saying, you know, I look nice, or you can think you're pretty, but you can also be humble about it, right? And not tell the world. If you're telling the world and bragging, you might be a little vain. Porter. Macy. The camera is on flip phones around this side. So she's using the camera, she's using this side of her hand. And I don't know how her camera works. You used to have to press a button like right here, and then it would take a picture. Yeah, I think she's just acting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I don't know. You'd hope for the best and then probably delete it and try again. My cousin is vain about her hair. A vain person spends too much time looking in the mirror. Jules is usually modest, but he is really vain about his stylish clothes. Okay? Everybody understand the word vain?
Yes.
Okay, and that's your last vocab word. So now, before I give you your vocabulary assignment, we're going to look at the word analysis aspect of this week's lesson. If I can find it. I know it's in here. I looked at it. Okay, so this week, I'm going to turn the recording so you can see more of the whiteboard. There we go. This week we're working with the suffix, which means the suffix goes on the end of a word. Working with the suffix ly. Okay, and the suffix ly, when you add that to the end of a base word, it changes the meaning of the word. So ly added to it means done in a certain way. So when we have like this word, solemn, you see the word?
Yeah.
Okay, so the word is solemn. Solemn means to be serious or grave. You guys know what I mean by grave? They're not like the grave you're buried in, but like This has grave consequences, big,
Yeah.
meaningful, could be bad consequences. So if we change this to solemnly, if solemn means serious or grave, it means that it is in a serious way, right? Okay. So how about this one? Here's another word. There's humble. How do you change humble to humbly? And drop the E and add a Y. Okay, so what would it mean to do something humbly? I humbly request a favor. Talk with a partner.
Proud.
Nicely nicely.
Think it would be like proud.
Don't talk during this.
What does it mean to do something humbly? Autumn. Is Autumn with us? She may not be with us.
No.
Okay, Chase, what does it mean to do something humbly? Yeah, so like if you're asking for a favor, you humbly ask for a favor, you're not going in there and be like, hey, I need a favor here. How about you do a guy a favor? Is that asking humbly?
No.
No.
But if I come up and I go, hey, I really need you to do me a favor. I'm really in a bad way. I can't do this without some help. I need your help. That's humbly, I'm doing it in a humble way. Okay, here's another one. How do we change that? What does it mean to be clever? Smart. Okay, smart, intelligent. Another word I might use is
Sneaky.
cunning. Cunning is kind of a way of saying like smart but yet tricky, right? Kind of combines those. So if you do something cleverly, you're doing it in a smart and cunning way. So like if you wanted to trick someone, you might have to do it cleverly so that they don't suspect anything, right? Here's another one. What does this mean? What does the word miserable mean? Ava. So bad. Danielle. Horrible. Okay, so if we did something and we felt miserably, we feel badly or horrible. Yeah, very good. How about this one? What does it mean if you're responsible? Mackenzie.
Responsible means like doing your job, caring for someone.
Okay, I think we're on the right track. Braxton.
Trustworthy.
That's a good word. That's the one I was thinking of actually. Trustworthy. Accountable, maybe. So if we're doing something responsibly, it probably means that we are doing it in a trustworthy, respectful way, right? Okay, good. Yes, yep. Here's the last one we're going to go over today. Gradual. What does it mean if something is gradual? Elizabeth.
Slow but steady.
Okay, slow and steady. I like that. So if we did something gradually, that means it's happening in a slow and steady way. That's kind of how like you learn things. We don't just go, here's fractions, do it. I've been teaching you fractions gradually, step by step, in a slow and steady fashion. Okay, here comes, people at home, you need to find page 155. It's the vocabulary sheet. Put your name, number, and date. I guess go. We literally took a bathroom break not more than a half an hour ago.
Are you sure we'll have time?
Gosh, I hope so, Braxton. Really, really hope so. I wonder if we would have worked more diligently on our writing, if maybe we'd have gotten there a little sooner. You're welcome. Okay, we are going over our vocab assignment. Make sure your name, number, and date is on there. Okay, slowly popping up on the smartboard is your vocabulary assignment. You have 7 words, 10 blanks. That to me says that you're going to use 3 of them twice. The directions at the top say choose the word from the box that best completes each sentence. Write the word on the line to the left. A blank person might look in the mirror all the time. 2, the president has much blank. 3, he behaved blank as he took an oath, excuse me. The blank is an important document. 5, many people voted, so the election was a blank success. Down at the bottom, you're filling out this like crossword thing. So number 6, across, means seriously. 7 is government work. 8, the act of taking care of someone. 9, having too much pride. And 10, not proud. And it should give you another word going down. It's a secret word, apparently. The nice thing about this is you should know how many letters long they are because they give you the blanks. You're not doing the write a speech. Questions, comments, or concerns? My group, we're doing the spelling test right now, so you guys should start numbering, and then when you're done with the spelling test, we can work on vocabulary.
Mr. Roth,
People on the Zoom call, you're going to work on the vocabulary worksheet. What's up? Whoever had a question?
when we're done, do we leave?
Yeah, I was actually going to stop it so we could do the spelling test.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys
Mr.
think you'll
Roth?
need me or no?
No,
Mr. Roth?
Yeah.
No, I already did it. What
What?
page are we doing? What page are we doing? Because I had to go finish what I was doing with my mom.
This is page 155, the vocab.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm going to end this one, okay?